Determine that the thing can and shall be done, and then we shall find the way. In leaving the people's business in their own hands, we cannot be wrong. The legitimate object of government is to do for the people what needs to be done, but which they cannot, by individual effort, do it all, or do so well, for themselves. Most governments have been based, practically, on the denial of equal rights of men. Ours began by affirming those rights. They said, some men are too ignorant and vicious to share in government. Possibly so, said we, and, by your system, you would always keep them ignorant and vicious to share in government. Possibly so, said we, and, by your system, you would always keep them ignorant and vicious. We proposed to give all a chance, and we expected the weak to grow stronger, the ignorant wiser, and all better, and happier together. According to our ancient faith, the just powers of governments are derived from the consent of the governed. When the white man governs himself, that is self-government, but when he governs himself and also governs another man, that is more than self-government, that is despotism. If there is anything which it is the duty of the whole people to never entrust to any hands but their own, that thing is the preservation and perpetuity of their own liberties and institutions. No man is good enough to govern another man without that other's consent. I say this is the leading principle, the sheet anchor of American republicanism. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. Whatever differs from this, to the extent of the difference, is no democracy. Understanding the spirit of our institutions to aim at the elevation of men, I am opposed to whatever tends to degrade them. The people, are the rightful masters of both Congresses and courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert it. I do not mean to say that this government is charged with the duty of redressing or preventing all the wrongs in the world, but I do think that it is charged with the duty of preventing and redressing all wrongs which are wrongs to itself. Why should there not be a patient confidence in the ultimate justice of the people? Is there any better or qual hope in the world? The people will save their government, if the government itself will do its part only indifferently well. It is as much the duty of government to render prompt justice against itself, in favor of citizens, as it is to administer the same between private individuals. The people's will, constitutionally expressed, is the ultimate law for all. It is said that we have the best government the world ever knew, and I am glad to meet you, the supporters of that government. It has long been a grave question whether any government, not too strong for the liberties of its people, can be strong enough to maintain its own existence, in great emergencies. Happy day, when, all appetites controlled, all poisons subdued, all matter subjected, mind all conquering mind, shall live and move the monarch of the world. I know not how to aid you, save in the assurance of one of mature age, and much severe experience, that you cannot fail, if you resolutely determine, that you will not. Adhere to your purpose and you will soon feel as well as you ever did. On the contrary, if you falter, and give up, you will lose the power of keeping any resolution, and will regret it all your life. I am rather inclined to silence, and whether that be wise or not, it is at least more unusual nowadays to find a man who can hold his tongue than to find one who cannot. And now, beware of rashness. Beware of rashness, but with energy, and sleepless vigilance, go forward, and give us victories. A capacity, and taste, for reading, gives access to whatever has already been discovered by others. It is the key, or one of the keys, to the already solved problems. And not only so. It gives a relish, and facility, for successfully pursuing the, yet, unsolved ones. Every blade of grass is a study, and to produce two, where was but one, is both a profit and pleasure. I believe the declaration that all men are created equal is the great fundamental principle upon which our free institutions rest.